laugh together. It's just lovely here, isn't it? I'm thinking of moving. Would you have me? Would you have me if I moved in? No, it is lovely to be here, but I would also say it's lovely to be anywhere because I am a single parent. Have we got any single parents in? No, it's like the Waltons here, is it? You're just living your best life. Well, give it up for some single parents. You can give it a cheer for that, because I am a single parent, but I do feel sometimes I over-egg that a little bit. To break it down for you, it means that my kids live with their mum and I'm on Tinder. That's all that. That's all that means, really. You are right, miss. I've got a bit of an accent. I am from a small town in South Wales called Barry Island. You might have heard of it. Yes. Yeah, the shoulder's finally gone away. Yeah, that's right. But I live in Southend now. It's not too far away from here. Has anyone been out to Southend? Yeah. Southend. Of course you know Southend. But it's home from home for me. I love it down there. I live down there. It's amazing. It's been about 12 years. But I do realise that sometimes life isn't quite panning out as planned. You've got to bear in mind I've gone from Barry Island to Adventure Island. This isn't how I thought it was going to be at 44. As I said, yeah, I've got two kids. I've got two little cock blockers. They're 8 and 9 years of age, and their mum is local to Southend, which means that my kids are half Southend and half Welsh, which means they're thick, but they can sing. If they could bloody read, they'd sing. Yeah. But I think, you know, I think I'm a really good dad, shit boyfriend, depending on who you talk to. But as a pair of girls, I think I'm really good. Right? I've actually got a 95% success rate of taking on the right kids from school. Now this bothers me, right? 'Cause if you're 95% good in any other walk of life, you're smashing it, right? Once I take on the wrong kids, that's ruined it for me, that has. I haven't even got Asian twins. I don't know what happened. Broke my heart giving them back after Easter weekend, really, honestly. Kids. But you know, I've had my daughter. She's 9 now, right? She's 9, and we share some lovely moments together. She likes to sing in the car when her favourite song comes on. Now, once upon a time, this would have been Bar Bar Black Sheep Twinkle Twinkle, but now her favourite song is by an artist called Sabrina Carpenter. For those of you that don't, the lyrics go as such. I've heard you're back together, and if that's true, I guess you're going to taste me when he's kissing you. I don't like it. I don't like it. She's 9, not 19, right? When I was 19, it cost me $3.99 a minute to get a woman on the phone to talk to me like that. This isn't good. It's my little boy's birthday today. As I said, I'm separated from the kid's mum, so I had him this morning, so that was nice. That's why I'm here. I don't think I might be about that. but my boy, you know, he's growing up fast, and I was thinking about, you know, we all belong in secondary school. And I know who was the lady that had kids from like 5 to 25? Was that someone down here? Was that you? Was it? Yeah. So you might have been through this. You know, they go to that secondary school. So my boy's got like another year, and I worry about the things that older kids will tell him. You know, like my kid's still bleeding Father Christmas, so I'm dreading when that bigger boy comes. Like it ruins it, doesn't it? You know, they get all excited. And I was worrying about thinking, God, it won't be long before you've got to have the chat. And I worry about like what's going to come. Am I going to get? Will we get to do the chat, or will they see something online, or will someone show them to me? Because I'm of that generation where it was pre-porn online. It was basically a ripped-up porno mag, and you all got a page each. That's how I. And it was like a steady introduction to it. You'd go, oh, boobs, yeah, that's boobs, right? And that was it. But I'm thinking, am I going to have to sit down with my boy on Pornhub, going, that's okay, that's okay. That's no way to treat your stepmother. Don't do that. But we also had. I'm trying to think. Like it was. Who was the? So I was listening in the back. Someone homeschooled their kids. Is that right? Is that you? You did the homeschooling. Did anyone have kids of a certain age during COVID, and we all had to become teachers? Who was it? Yeah. You, a couple of you did it. It was hard work. You know, they emailed you, follow this, and then we went, I ain't doing that. Because I thought I know best, and what I did one day, I thought I could do this, it's not a problem, I could be a teacher. Maths I was okay at, science I give it a crack. My science lesson lasted 7 minutes, and what I decided to do was to teach them about the elements of the solid, the liquid and the gas. And I decided what I'm going to do is I was going to boil an ice cube on a frying pan, and I went, look, it's solid, and then it melted, and I went, now it's water, it's liquid, and then it evaporated, and I went, and it's gas. And I thought I'd cracked it. And they were just looking at me, And I went, right, go and have a break. And they had the rest of the day off to themselves. And that was science, that thing. But I've had other dad fails, along the way, thinking about schools, and nothing quite as serious as child abduction. But my little boy had a school trip, so I've dropped him off at the school gates, right? He's gone in, I've gone away, I've realised I haven't signed a permission slip, right? Not a major one, but I've had to ring the school. So I ring the school, I explain the situation to the nice lady, she's good as gold. She goes, that's all right, there's no problem. What form's he in? Now I should point out, I know the square root of fuck all about my children. So I'm like, I don't know what form he's in. She goes, that's all right, there's no problem. What's his teacher's name? I'm like, you're going to have to ask me one on sport, I think. I don't know his teacher's name. She's a lovely lady. She's doing a great job. His handwriting is coming on a treat. She goes, that's all right, it's not a problem. What's his date of birth? Fucking hell. And I'm not proud of this, Sudbury. It is Sudbury. I don't know where I'm not proud of this. I overreacted, the effects of stress, and I lashed out. And I said, listen, lady, I know my name, I know his name. I think that's enough information, don't you? And she was totally cool. Right, clearly, not her first dad phone call of the day, right? She's dealt with this 1,000 times before. She's calmed me down, right? We've gone through some breathing techniques. Wrong school. So I think, about my dad a lot, because obviously being a parent and being a father and how my father had to do with us. And I think about him a lot around about this time of year, because he died sadly during COVID. The long story goes, in the October I split up with my missus, I moved out into a flat, got through Christmas, new year, new me, new start, COVID, right? My dad's situation back in Wales, he had the onset of dementia started, right? It does get funny, stick with it, right? The onset of dementia started, and his living arrangement changed, unfortunately. He was made homeless. So like any son would do, I go get dad, I bring him in, he lives with me. So there's me and dad in a flat, dealing with dementia and COVID, right? And it was a testing time, okay, but also we had some of the funniest laughs that we'd ever had, right? I left home at 18, and I probably spent more time with my dad in that summer under lockdown than I had in about 20 years, right? So I gained a lot from it, and I benefited from it. But there was instances where I had to explain to my children, who were about 5 and 6 at the time, that Grampy, his memory's poorly, he's going to forget things. And he might say things, but he doesn't mean it. So just play along with Grampy. And they'd be like, okay, so my daughter understood the most, my little boy was quite little. And then what my dad would always do, he'd always wake up, and he'd put his bag, and he'd always think he was visiting. And he'd go, right, Rich, I had a lovely time, but I'm going now. And then I'd come up with some excuse, and I'd go, can you stay till tomorrow, because the kids are coming round. And he'd stay again, put the bag, and we did this every day for a summer, right? And then one day, the kids' mum were picking up the kids, and we're outside in the car park bit of the flats, and my dad comes out and talks to my ex. And he's going, oh, I'm going home tomorrow. I've had a lovely time visiting. And as I'm on the other side of the car, the window came down, and my daughter just went. Just sums it up brilliantly. But some of the other funny things is, I don't know if you remember, there's any football fans in 2020 they cancelled the Euros, the football, and they put it back a year to 21, and then obviously it's when England and Italy played in the final. What they were doing in that summer, they were playing old football matches, like reruns of old games from like 3 or 4 years before. And obviously my dad didn't quite pick up on that. So I would often come home and find him watching a 4-year-old football match of Wales qualifying for the World Cup for the first time. And I'd come through the door and he'd be got like 4 cans of Stella Deep. And he'd go, Rich, get a beer, son, Wales are going to qualify for the World Cup. I'd get a beer and I'd sit with my dad. I reckon I watched Wales qualify for the first time 17 times. But the best one of all was there was a game they were showing. It was from 2016 and it was Wales against Belgium in the quarterfinals. It was 2-2 and Wales beat Belgium. Okay, this player comes on called Hal Robson-Kanu. He's not a Ronaldo or a Messi or he's worldly, but he's a good solid pro. And he comes on in extra time, scores one of the best goals you'll ever see. Wales knock out the favourites Belgium and go through to the semi-finals. That's what happened. So we're watching this rerun. Me and my dad now, the board goes up. Hal Robson-Kanu. My dad turns to me and goes, I've never rated him. I bet you're telling me scores, Dad. I made 100 quid that summer. Oh, dear. As I said, yeah, I'm a single man. out with dating. But living in Southend and dating in Southend is quite tricky because we're surrounded 3/4 water, right? Right at the bottom, we've got the Thames, we've got the North Sea, we're surrounded by water. So when I've been on the dating apps and it says, oh, you've matched with Jenny, 37, from Maidstone, and she is only 12 miles away. Fucking 12 miles. Unless I'm getting a taxi boat across a major shipping lane and that. Me and Jenny are not having a coffee. That's not happening. So I think it's about time that like the dating apps like Tinder and things like that, they update their algorithms and their searches. Like, I want the facts. I want the important information. I don't want to know star signs, heights, hobbies, interests. I want to know, do I have to cross water? Are you ULEZ compliant? And do I have to pay the dart charge? That's what I want to know. This is what I want to know. I went on a date recently with a lovely lady. She was great, but obviously sometimes, you know, you've heard the term ick, right? You've all heard the term ick. And I got the ick, and I don't know why I got the ick, but she was a lovely day. We had a great day. We're out in Colchester. We're all walking around there, and she decides she wants to go into a shop, right? Now this is the kind of shop that sells wizard statues, yeah, and crystals, right? Some of you know this shop. That lady likes to go. No, you don't know. Who is it? You know someone that likes that kind of shop? No, right, okay. So we go in this shop and she's like, can you feel the energy? I'm going, yeah. Like that. So she buys this crystal and we go back to her place for a coffee and her housemate is in, right? And I go into this house and she's doing whatever she's doing, but her housemate, she's like this. She's flicking sage around the house. Right? And I'm like, what are you doing? Flicking sage. Why are you doing that? Since it keeps out the devil. Too late for that one, I think. And I was thinking, imagine you're the devil, right? You're just kicking back down there in hell, and you decide, well, do you know what? We're going to ascend to planet Earth, and we're going to take the souls of the 2 women at number 53. Only to work out, can't do it. Sage. But yeah, so I'm trying to get back out there. You know, I want to be single forever. I want to get back out there, meet someone special you can share things with. You know, like gas, electric. I was chatting to a friend of mine, a gay friend of mine, about the perils of dating, right? And him being gay is relevant to the story. I haven't just outed him. But we were chatting away, and he said, "Why don't you mix it up a bit?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Why don't you try a bit of dick?" I was like, "My name's Richard, isn't it? Dick." He said, "Well, try it. You might like it." I said, "No, I'm fine." He said, "Well, I discovered that I like my men like I like my coffee." I was like, "Oh, please don't say it." And then he looked me up and down and he went white and weak. I thought, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. But I have been seeing someone recently, right? And comes with a bit of a warning. She's a bit younger than me. Okay, I don't want to lose the room, all right? But it's a bit of an age gap, right? I'm 44. She's 28. Okay? I couldn't get the finance on the Porsche, but my midlife crisis is going exactly how I wanted it to. So we've been going out for a few weeks and this, that, and then she decides, oh, we should go on holiday. I thought that's a great idea. What better way to test the early stages of a new relationship to see if this is going to go away for a week together, just the two of us. So she booked it, Magaluf. Not my destination of choice. Clearly I was the oldest man around the pool. I've got knees like crisp packets. I have to do this to get up on sunbeds. I mean, everyone else is just made of rubber and not shaving, right? But we'd be out to the bars and the restaurants, walking around, doing all that, having a nice time. But people would stare, you know, like they'd look. And they were looking at me like, bet he's got money. I haven't. I was here on Wednesday. I haven't got money. I could see their point, because at the end of the day, we go back to the hotel room, we look through the holiday photos of the day, and I just look like a really proud dad. And that is not mutually exclusive to being on holiday, right? We went on a date down by the Cliffs Pavilion in Southend. We went to this lovely little Italian restaurant. It is clearly date night, right? She's dressed up, hair done, nails done, little dress heels. She looks 10 out of 10, gorgeous. Fellas, I made an effort. Damp cloth over my trainers before I left the house. And we walk in and we're holding hands and we're staring into each other's eyes. Kissy, kissy, it's amazing. Waiter comes over, takes our drinks order. She says, oh, I'll have a glass of wine. And he says, can I see your ID? Now she's loving this, right? She thinks this is amazing. I'm having a panic attack. This is my Philip Schofield moment, folded out live in front of me like this. I mean, a few years' time, I get introduced live at the Apollo. I walk out and I hear, So I thought we'll have a little play around with it. As soon as we're leaving the restaurant at the end of the night, we're walking out, he's giving our coats and holding the door, and I just smacked her ass and said, come on, let's go home to your mother. There are some problems though. There are some problems. Other than that, when you're dating a younger lady when there's a bit of an age gap, right? So I don't know if there's anyone in the room, there is an age gap, you might be able to understand with this. What I found is sexy time, right? Sexy time comes at different times of the day, right? First thing in the morning, not a problem. I'll give any young buck a run for his money. Lunchtime too. Anything after the chase, I'm like that. I could go. I might need a bit of a run at that. Like a text around about midday, it might, get me in again. But the other thing to bear in mind is she is vegan, right? And she's a great cook. And I'm not vegan, I'm a meat eater, I like my meat and 2 veg, I'm that kind of guy. So I will often get to eat her culinary delight. She cooks these amazing vegan meals, right? And I wouldn't normally cook that kind of thing, so it's a treat for me. But once I've eaten this vegan meal, my ass is ruined. And not because of what you're thinking, it's just I lack the strength and energy to fight her off, and she's really into pegging. So now I'm vegan. But I'll leave you with this. We had a big row the other day, right? She kept saying to me that I let her down in public. I embarrassed her around her friends. And I didn't mean to, right? It's just the age thing. Sometimes I just pick up on things different. I see the world differently, right? And we were going to a gender reveal party. Has anyone ever been to one of these? Oh, you lucky people. Do you all understand what a gender reveal party is? You all know. Okay, if you're not sure, I don't mind telling you. So I did this in Kent the other day. I had to draw a picture, right? We've got time. So we're going to this gender reveal party, right? And I'm nervous because the caveat is I'm meeting all her friends for the very first time, right? So we're walking up to the house. She can see I'm a bit stressed, and she said, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "Well, I've never been to one of these before. I don't know how they work. I don't know what's expected of me. I want it to go well. I want people to like me. I'm a bit nervous." She went, "You're overthinking." I was like, "Well, that's easy for you to say. They're your friends." She went, "Just be yourself." And I thought, you know what? You're right. I just need to be myself. So we walked up to the house, doors open, cock and balls out, revealed my gender. And that is not how a gender reveal party goes, folks. Don't get me started on the baby shower. Folks, you've been incredible. I've been Richie Roberts. Thank you very much. Good night.